Oh, you found the red button. Good
There
job.
it is. We're there. We're finally there. Hello, fellow followers, and welcome to FanZcene. And this is the Physical Media Show, episode 3. Tonight, I have Runner and Tom Connors will be joining us from Midnight Says and Midnight Says After Dark. He's just running a little behind. Welcome back, Runner.
Thank you for having me on. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back. I know you're getting into physical media a lot more like me, so I'm glad that you're I'm changing the young man's mind, or maybe society is changing the young man's mind.
Yeah, that's funny because I think I already told you the story. I was watching other people from this YouTube sphere that we all watch, and like I've heard you talk about physical media, Tom, comics division, culture, because all those guys. And that's when I opened my mind to realizing, like, yeah, holy shit, like physical media really is more important than I really thought about, because of all like the shit that Hollywood can do to change it, and it would look like trash. I don't want that.
And personally, I know I do talk a lot about physical media because it's something I'm very passionate about. Support in every form, from movies, Blu-rays, DVD, VHS, books, actual physical copies of books and comics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I really don't have. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I was going to say another thing is like, there's some things that Hollywood or whatever will cancel, and won't be in print anymore or whatever. So you got to get that stuff like fast as possible.
You never know what they will or will not say is good for you. And it's, I'm not against streaming. I have streaming services. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, don't do streaming, and then I have like 10 of them. No, I got streaming services, and I do use them. I do think the ideal for streaming was good. It's just in today's age, it's being misused. To edit things and all that. So
absolutely, because it's like some people will be like, oh, I could just watch this movie on Netflix. I don't have to own this anymore. I'll give it away. But then they'll take it out and they'll be like, shit, I shouldn't have gotten rid of that.
And welcome, Tyrell72. Great to be here with you guys. I love your shows supporting physical media. Thank you. We're too. And welcome, Tom, to the show.
What's up, Tom?
Good evening. How are you gentlemen doing? Sorry I'm a little late. Sorry.
That's okay, man. We're just bullshitting a little bit about how. Go ahead. I
was gonna say I'd been here sooner, but they had to check $100 bill because I'm like, yeah, if I could fucking make those things, the last place I'd be right now is here.
Yeah.
Like I'd be in Vegas whooping it up, any place I could be to spreading these honeys around, because if I could make $100 bills,
yeah, I know.
Insane. Anyway, sorry. Yeah,
they pull out that marker and they're like, shh.
Well, that's the thing, is he couldn't find a damn marker. This guy was obviously new, had no idea what he's doing. He's like, because he's like looking for a manager, and I could have told him this, but he's like looking for a manager. He's like, this one doesn't have a strip in it. What do I do? It's like, dude, you're old enough, motherfucker. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, I should have asked about swearing first.
No, you can cuss on here.
It reminds me of the time I had this guy. I shit you not. It's a long story, so I'll try to make it short.
Go ahead.
There was this big hullabaloo about change, and this guy was using a $2 bill to pay with, and the person behind the counter had no idea that a $2 bill was such a thing. And I'm like, I was the manager at the time, so I'm like trying to figure out what the fuck the problem was, and it finally boiled down to this kid had no clue that the $2 bill was real. He's like, this is fake. You can't. No, it's not. I'm like, and I apologize to the guy. In fact, I gave him his money back. So I'm like, I'm sorry, this employee is a moron.
That's funny, because I was at a cashier. I think this was like a few weeks ago, because I work at a fast food place, and someone gave me a $2 bill. Yeah, the same thing as what Tom was talking about, and I was like, this can't be real, right? But then I had one of those like.
I didn't tell him it was you, Runner, but you had to fuck it up.
No, okay. here's my story, because it's not the same at all. No, I had one, those like markers that tell you like, oh, if a dollar bill is real or not.
Yeah.
So I marked it. I marked it with the fucking marker to make sure that it wasn't, to make sure it was fake or not. And I was like, oh shit, it was real.
Yeah, believe it or not, the $2 bill used to be a thing.
Yep.
And then they did a limited run a few years back as kind of a throwback deal or whatever you want to call it. But otherwise, they're not something they make very often because they're just not in use anymore.
Yeah. My parents always get rid of them when they would get them because they're like, oh, those are bad luck. The old wives' tale. They're like, don't keep that.
A lot of people keep them for collectability because, they're not worth a shit ton, but they're worth, because of the rarity of them now.
Yeah.
They are legit tender.
Yes, they are legit tender. So, and same thing happens too when you get them dollar coins.
Oh yeah,
like that's a quarter, and it's like, no, that's not a quarter. That's $1.
Or the 50-cent pieces too are getting rarer nowadays.
Yeah. So I'm anxious to see what everybody brought tonight. And,
we actually had a lot of DVD Blu-ray news this week. I mean,
I know. I've been I heard a bunch of them. I want to do so many videos, like the new the original Star Treks.
That
movies.
one took me a little by surprise. I knew they were doing Star Trek, but even Bill Hunt didn't know they were going to do the director's edition now.
Exactly.
It's funny. Like,
I'm so glad we're getting the director's cut too. Hey, Nerd Cookies.
Hey, what's up, Nerd Cookies?
Go ahead, Runner.
It is a very good sign. Yeah, go ahead, Runner.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's funny because I think 2 weeks ago was the last one we did, right? The physical media stream. Yeah. And they literally like the next day announced that Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out in Blu-ray 4K. I was so fucking hyped.
I knew it was gonna be, but yeah.
I freaking pre-ordered the trilogy immediately on Amazon. Because it comes with Man of Steel, BVS Ultimate.
I thought
Edition.
about that, but then it'd be 3 movies that I'd never watch.
Well, there'll be 3 movies I will watch. So.
I know, I'm just picking on you, Runner.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're like, I mean, the Star Trek, and then like the first 5 Halloweens coming to 4K.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
and then Elvira's Haunted Hills, Alone in the Dark. Did you see Alone in the Dark is coming to Blu-ray? Man?
I know. Now I got to rush out my Jack Shoulder interview, man.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, he directed that in Nightmare on Elm Street too. But yeah. And not the first one, but the second one, as in number 2.
It just like it's like after we did it, it's like this week I'm like, dang, look at all this. I don't have money.
Right. We got confirmation on Frighteners and a couple other ones they've been talking about for a while. Highlander, which is one I've been bringing up for the last few weeks. I'm like, I know there's a 4K print of it out there. Where's our 4K Blu-ray?
Yes, exactly. I cannot wait for that. I love Highlander, man. That first movie, just man, there's something about it. A lot of great
titles coming out. I was excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited for all that. Welcome, Archer.
Coming out on Blu-ray as well.
What is it?
You said Highlander is coming out as well.
Yep, 4K.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Welcome, Archer Jacob Barton. Good evening, fantasy panel. He says, "Good evening to you, bud." What do you guys say? Runner, you want to go first? Show what you brought first.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Found this at Target.
You got to turn your camera on.
Yep.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
It's the 45th edition Steelbook.
Oh, the 45th edition. Nice. I dig it.
Yeah. The part that I hate is like, this is a problem with Steelbooks in general. It's like this part won't shut, like the bottom part, but the top part will. It sucks.
Mm. Yeah, Steelbooks can be tricky.
I mean, probably. I mean, this background is freaking perfect. It's the beach, but the 4K and the Blu-ray, love it.
It is nice. I do. I like Steelbooks. I don't collect a whole. I mean, I collect them when I can, but they do. I tend to always worry that I'm going to dent them up.
Yeah, that's my biggest gripes is if something happens to the case of a regular one, I can just replace it. The Steelbook's not so much.
Yeah. But that's a good one. I like that because brought that back because I had Jaws last week. I had the digibook, and now you got the steelbook, so that's awesome. And have you've watched Jaws, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say.
No, I think I told you I saw it. Oh geez, I think like a year ago, I saw it for the first time, and yeah, I really liked it.
All right, that was a good first one. I appreciate that. I like that. And you picked it up where again?
Target. I was shopping around Target. I think like one morning.
Cool. And that was awesome. And to the chat, hell, everybody in there, Eugene Rawls, Nerd Cookies, Tyrell772, Archer, Jacob Barton. I just want to make sure I want to get you guys in there. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for running a little late. We all had a little bit I think we were all running a little late tonight. So that was all good. Tom, you want to go next?
Oh, I suppose I could. Let me finish my bite there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let's see here. Let's start with what Kino Lorber's been up to lately.
Oh,
they've been doing a lot of these. Now, I brought this one as just a example, but Kino Lorber has been doing a great job with a lot of catalog titles. Now, they don't always put a shit ton of extras on there, but they usually tend to carry over whatever extras were before. And they try to get whatever the best print out there is. Now, they're not as hands-on or, great as, like, say, Shout Factory. Yeah. But, they've been really bringing out a lot of great titles that normally wouldn't necessarily get a re-release. Opportunity Knox is another one that come out this week. They've got a lot of classic titles from the Universal and Disney catalog, the non-animated Disney catalog. So yeah, I mean, I've picked up a lot of great additions from them. So they've been really ramping it up lately. I'm glad to see that a lot of smaller titles are getting more attention.
Cool. I dig that. And I've been buying some of them as well too. Yeah. I bought was that Kino Lord? I'm trying to look over there real quick. I think it was Late for Dinner. Yeah. From the 90s. Old cheesy 90s movie. I like that they had that. So I bought that. I buy a lot from them too.
Yeah, and a lot of these movies are so kind of obscure, they probably wouldn't normally get a release. So it's kind of
yeah. I like that. So I'll go. I got something for you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I have Summer of '84.
No, I don't think I have.
This is a great.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a independent film. It's like a throwback film to the '80s. What I really like about this is it's like a horror movie. It leans into you think it's gonna be like Stranger Things, kids on bike and trying to get to that era, which it does, and it does well. But also it gets really dark, and it doesn't just play into the tropes. It's actually an original story that just uses the 80s for the background and those tropes of those movies. And man, the ending to this you will not see coming. It is legit. It's a shocker of an ending, and it's something that you wouldn't see in something like Stranger Things. So, and this is actually a made to order DVD because they never actually put it on a real release except over in Germany, which is on a steelbook, and I haven't been able to get. So, there was my little one I liked. But yeah, and Tyrell here says Kino does put out a bunch of great stuff. The AV quality varies widely, though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're all kind of at the mercy of whatever they get from the studio. Unfortunately, they're not like Shout, where they'll go that extra mile to try and,
improve it,
improve the picture in some way. Yeah.
Welcome, Eric Winbag. Yeah. But yeah, if you ever want to see a Summer of '84, check that out. Seriously, it's a really good It doesn't. I'm trying to say, it doesn't just play up the 80s. This is like a movie where we set in the 80s, like that. It actually takes itself serious, and it's just, it's like a cross between, what is that movie that Alfred Hitchcock did that everybody tries to copy?
Oh, a Rear Window.
Rear Window. It's kind of like a Rear Window type story, but also mixed with a little bit like a Carpenter-esque, but nothing supernatural. So
All right.
That's good. Hail Angelus Draven.
Yo, what's up, Angelus? It's my boy.
And thank you, Archer, for sharing it out on Twitter. And thank you for Nerd Cookies for sharing it out as well too. And Tom, thank you for sharing it out as well. Yeah. I appreciate all that. And Runner.
Kino also does a lot of MGM titles I should have brought up too. Like they most recently brought out like Good, Bad, and the Ugly in 4K as well. So yeah, they do some pretty they got pretty varied titles. Everything from stuff you know really well to the very obscure. But anyway, yeah.
Yes, they do. And that's another thing. Like if you guys are into physical media or if you're new to it, check out stuff like Kino and Shout Factory and Scream Factory and Arrow and Synapse Films and Severin Films and all these, because they have really great, they're like boutique Blu-rays and DVDs and 4Ks, and they really improve the quality in picture and sound on a lot of these. Sometimes, some of them aren't always great, but they do put a lot of work and effort into them. So check them out if you're really looking for that one movie you can't find.
Yeah, usually you'd never know what you find there.
Yeah. So, Runner, it's your turn.
Runner. Excellent.
Oh, yes. Did it not go to the... There you go.
3 Bill and Ted movies.
All right.
Found that on Target as well. I thought I'd grab that.
I love the Bill and Ted movies.
Oh yeah, you've seen the new one, right? Was it?
Yeah.
It was decent. Not as good as the first two, but
no, I mean it had a hard thing to live up to. Me and Tom and I think man, my mind ain't working tonight. Me, Tom, Final, and Culture. We all did a little thing on it. We talked about it. So I liked it.
Nice.
And I enjoyed it.
The first one is by far still the best.
Yeah.
It's excellent. No pun intended.
It's most excellent of all the adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
don't overlook Bogus Journey.
Yeah. Don't. I know some people don't like Bogus Journey, but I really like Bogus Journey.
I do.
It's a sequel that they took a chance. It wasn't just like a rehash of the first movie. And I was watching that with Chris Gore, where he's talking about like sequels that succeed. You got to do something that keep the heart of like the first film, but you also got to do something a little different. You don't want to rehash and just go bigger is better.
Yeah, I know. So, like when I saw Bogus Journey, I was like, where the hell is this movie going? Once Bill and Ted died, I was like, where the hell is this movie going? And then I was like, you know what? I liked it. Not as good as the first one, because I don't know, the first one is just it's fantastic. I love it. But I like it.
I like it. One of my favorite parts of Bogus Journey is when they're watching Star Trek and they're watching Kirk go up that rock, and then that's where the evil robot dims take them up the same rock from Star Trek.
Oh,
I just love that. I just love how they did that. That was good. So Archer Jacob Barton says, I don't have 4K TV. I buy Blu-ray once in a while. I have more DVD movies. Yeah, that's a lot of people, they don't necessarily have the 4K or the Blu-ray, and there's nothing against that. I mean, DVDs are awesome. They still have great picture quality on DVDs, and you can still get a lot of stuff on DVD that you still can't quite get on Blu-ray or 4K. So
exactly.
So that's awesome there. And Tom, if you're ready, we'll see your next pick.
Speaking of 4K, we had a collection of 4K films come out this week that were varied. The first one, though, I'm going to bring up is Howard the Duck.
Yes, I plan on buying that.
Oh, no way. That's in 4K.
Yes.
It is now on 4K. Now, I don't know what the deal was. I didn't watch the whole movie. I just watched it quick for review. Like a few, 15 minutes or whatever, 10 minutes. And there's some spots where it bumps between standard definition video and full 4K in the beginning for certain effect shots, it seems like. Which is strange because computers weren't a thing back then. So it looks like George was experimenting with some video effects. And it shows. And this is something that'll also pop up in my next review. But outside of that, all the parts outside of it seems like that's all in the opening credits. Again, I didn't watch the entire film, But beyond that, the optical effects and everything looked fine. It was just a few random shots here and there. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but I'm assuming that this was scanned around the same time they did all the Star Wars films and Indiana Jones films, which was a few years back. And here's to hoping that American Graffiti's next.
Yeah, I've really been surprised about that. I've been wanting that because I've seen we talked about Animal House. I was like, yeah, I love Animal House, but I'm also like, when are we going to get American Graffiti? Because I love that movie. That movie is so good in my mind.
Yeah, and Animal House looked gorgeous on 4K.
I know, man. Animal House and Howard the Duck are my next purchases. I actually we're going to pick them up this week, so I'll have them for the next time.
And it also got a DTS-X sound upgrade, I believe, that I don't think was on the movie before. So that's also a plus. No new special features and none of the bonus features that were exclusive to the foreign release are on here that I can see. But yeah, other than that, worth pickup.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. But to see, that's also why I like all the boutique things. Because yes, we got Halloween 1 on 4K already. But now we're going to get it from Shout Factory with a better print and more special features than we had on that first one. So, I love these 4K releases, but I also love when they do them from a company that gives you more. Just, you know what I mean?
You're crackling there. I don't know if it's just on my end, but
it might be my headphones a little bit.
No, it's coming from my end too.
The beauty of that, yeah, you're right. I think you said you were talking about how they're rescanning Halloween for the Shout Factory release, and it's actually going to be overseen by Dean Cundy, which is another plus on top of getting a new soundtrack as well. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to specifically the first 3 Halloween films in 4K. 4 and 5.
1 and 4 are my favorite. So
1, 2, and 3 for me were just always this. I mean, my first Halloween film was 3. So I'm not one of those who has the hang up that a lot of people do on that one.
Me neither. I like part 3. So
I still need to watch the Halloween movies. I haven't watched too much horror yet, but I need to get into it.
Runner,
yeah, and
come on, Runner.
That initial 4K release of Halloween does leave a lot to be desired. That's for sure.
It does. Action Figure Expert says, do either of you guys still have any VHS movies that might not have ever seen a DVD or Blu-ray release?
Technically, yes. From Star Wars to Jedi, I have on VHS.
Yes.
And Hardware Wars.
I might.
I think that made it to DVD, though, I think.
I think so, yeah. I might. I haven't. I'd have to look. But yeah, I have a lot of VHSs, so I'm sure I got some out there. Well, I know I got the Beyond Factor Fiction Alien Autopsy, which I know I don't think is on DVD. So
probably on YouTube though.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. But my next one is a 4K, and I had to bring it up specifically with what happened this past week. So Superman the movie on 4K.
Nice.
So yeah, I had to bring that out. I love this, and it's beautiful. It's so much beautiful on 4K there, man. So yeah, I had to bring that out. To the sad passing of Richard Donner. He made a movie. Him and Christopher Reeve made this movie, and this is my all-time favorite movie. No matter what anybody says, and it just, my little tiny brain when I saw this on TV for the first time just exploded, and I have never been able to get rid of this because I just absolutely love it. So I had to bring it up.
No, I'm right there with you, man. It's a great film. My only complaint about this 4K release is that it doesn't have the extended cuts on it.
Yeah. That's Warner Brothers for you. They released, I think not long after this, they released a TV cut and the extended cut on a separate Blu-ray. So
yeah.
But yeah, I had to bring that in. That was that's my all-time favorite movie, and I'm just saddened by the loss of Richard Donner. He created so many awesome movies I watched. But yeah, Runner.
Oh, okay, my turn. All right.
Yeah.
Dun da da dun 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 da da dun dun. Ba ba da 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 da.
Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Is that the? What was that? The whole set?
It's the 4 movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think Tom showed the 4K version, and I got I bought the Blu-ray one on Amazon because I don't have, because I think the 4K only comes with the 4K and not the Blu-ray. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the Blu-ray before I get the 4K whenever I get a 4K player.
Because for some reason they've decided to just re-release the old Blu-rays again instead of remastering them.
Money.
Yeah.
It's you would think, man. It's just
No, and that's where I was warning people. If you already own them, then don't buy them again unless you're buying the 4K ones, because you're going to get the same exact discs you did 10 years ago. So
yeah.
But I think I've seen that for some pretty good sales there, Runner. Now, did you happen to get that? I think Amazon had it for a steal.
Right. I got it for like $30.
Ooh, I think it's a little cheaper than that. That's not too bad for that.
Yeah,
version.
no, because when I was at Target, because I got some physical media there, it was there for like $40, but I was like, no, I'll get it on Amazon.
I want to say Amazon had it for like 20 for a little bit, but I could be wrong. It might have been like 27. So
yeah, no,
well,
I think it was it was like somewhere around $30 plus shipping. So yeah,
considering the 4K edition is anywhere from 80 to 100 and something, that is not bad. So
yeah. Tom, you want to?
Yeah, I can't remember. Did I show one? Did I do one? There was one I had, but I wasn't sure if I did it last week or the last time. I can't remember. But this next one kind of bounces off the last one. This one also came out this week, of course, in preparation for Space Jam 2.
No, you didn't show that last week.
No, there's another movie I have here that I wasn't sure.
Let it out, Tom.
The
I didn't
movie's
even know this was coming
fine.
out 4K.
The problem here, and this is where I was talking about the video, because it looks like a lot of the CGI animation was either finished on some type of video processing or something, because there's a lot of noise that's associated with like video in certain scenes. And again, I know this is one I didn't watch all the way through. And most people are not going to notice or care. Now, it is a huge improvement over the last few Blu-rays we've gotten of the movie. It's definitely needed an upgrade, and the live action scenes look brilliant. The animated scenes look very muted, though, almost like they've been up converted in some way, or they scanned them from. I don't think they scanned them from film. It almost looks like they took the original renderings or something, because they are very good quality as far as like, you know, they don't look like they're scanned from a film, but the limitations of the CGI of 1996, let's say, is really showing through in the 4K. And again, in this kind of film, it's not like a Jurassic Park kind of movie where it's super important that everything looks, you know, fully rendered in complete 3D and everything. It's an animated, you know, quasi Roger Rabbit kind of film. For that, it works. Is it worth your 4K upgrade? It all depends on how much of a fan you are of the film, I'd say.
Yeah, that's I kind of have that too when I get like stuff that has like animation in it. Sometimes I think it's just better for the Blu-ray than the 4K on that, but because you never, it's like you said, the picture quality and the rendering, you never really know.
Well, the sad part is, in comparison to something like Roger Rabbit, which has gotten a 4K upgrade, and another one that got announced that finally, even though it's been on Disney Plus in 4K for a while now and in digital for 4K, that being beginning to end on film. All the hand-drawn animation was done on film. All the compositing was done optically. So that movie looks amazing in 4K compared to this, which is really showing the age of the special effects. Like, this is that era where you're going to get a lot of films where the CGI is really going to show in the 4K realm. Like, another one that popped out to me, even though the movie looks great, Blade, the 4K really showed some of the limitations and some of the CGI effects. Like, there's one part where one of the vampires turns into a skull, and it looks like an animated skull.
Did they put go ahead.
Oh, you're talking about the Blade movies?
Yeah. They just recently did the first one in 4K, and again, like, it looks great.
Oh, did they do the other ones?
Not yet.
Okay.
I was gonna say Blade 2 has a really bad a lot of bad CGI in Blade 2.
Yeah,
But,
we're gonna hit that.
I have
yeah.
I have the trilogy on DVD, so that's why I asked. So yeah.
Yeah, Tyrell says the CGI from that time period is often problematic because of a lot of it was processed
Yes.
on video. Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. You see a lot of that noise in Space Jam. And again, to the untrained eye or somebody who's not really paying attention, you're not going to notice. You're really not going to notice because it's really minute stuff. But somebody like me, I picked up on it right away. So, I mean, if it's somebody like that's going to bother you, then I can't recommend it so much, but it is a huge improvement over the last few Blu-rays we've gotten because this is a movie that's been released a couple times now, and they've always seemed to source it from some second or third generation print in my memory. And yeah, so
yeah,
like the original DVD, I think was from the Laserdisc fucking master. Well, Space Jam was one of the first DVDs to ever come out because the movie came out in 96 and DVD started in 97. So it was one of the premier titles to push DVD with. That was one of the earliest DVDs I ever remember having. And the only thing that isn't carried over on this edition, for some weird reason, is that R. Kelly video. I don't know why.
I wonder, did R. Kelly get in trouble or something?
I don't know. It's kind of strange.
I believe I can fly.
He did.
Terrell says that's why we don't have Deep Space Nine or Voyager on Blue.
Well, and if I bring up that other title, I can throw one in real quick here as kind of a throwaway in comparison. Because a classic that also came out this week was the original Willy Wonka. Nice. And this looks fucking amazing. Just
now, see, I didn't know Willy Wonka or Space Jam had even come out, so I'm definitely going to have to check those out. Well, probably not Space Jam, but Willy Wonka, definitely.
Now, this one didn't get a new sound upgrade, but the picture quality compared to the... I mean, I'm sure they did it in 4K a couple of years back, and this is typical of Warner. They've been sitting on a lot of these 4K prints for a while. But no, in comparison to something like Space Jam, even though Willy Wonka was made in 1971, since it's from beginning to end on film, it looks beautiful. Looks gorgeous. The colors pop like they never have before, and
Yes. Tom, you're costing me money here because I did not know Willy Wonka, and I don't know how come I didn't know Willy Wonka was on, or Space Jam, but I ain't worried about Space Jam.
Well, the best part is we're getting close to Black Friday. Don't forget that.
Yes, that is what I'm excited for. This next one I got free because I won Vinegar Syndrome's May releases, all 8 of them. So, and this next one I'm going to share with you.
I saw that. It was neat.
Yeah. I have 6 String Samurai. It was actually a first watch for me. It's a nice little 4K box set. I believe this was their second 4K that they had ever made. And then we got the nice little shit. I dropped it. Nice, huh? Yeah, and then there's that.
I can't remember if I ordered that or not.
And it comes with a cool little booklet.
Don't drop your physical media, kids.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe that. And this is 4K to special edition here. But yeah, I won all, and it had some great releases. Some not so great, but some good ones. And this I had never seen before. And I was excited because, well, I think I remember seeing maybe a little bit of it on TV years ago, but I've never actually seen it all the way through. But yeah, I really liked it. It was something, it was like a surreal, like dream-like movie that took itself serious, but also was in on the joke. So it was really good. And the ending could have used a little work, but I don't fault him for that. It was good. It was good. And for those of you who don't know what this movie is, in 1957, I believe, they dropped the atomic bomb, and Elvis becomes king of all Las Vegas because the rest of America has been taken over by Russia. And then he had finally died after so many years, and they're looking for a new king of Vegas. And this guy comes out from nowhere, this 6-string samurai who's sort of like Buddy Holly, and he's looking to be king. And he travels through deserts with this kid and fighting bowling ball players and cannibal families and even death himself. So it's just like surreal. It's good. For anybody who wants to know. So have you seen that, Tom?
No, I haven't, and I thought I had pre-ordered it, but I'm not seeing it unless I did it through Amazon. But yeah, no, that was an interesting looking release. I'd never seen it before, but I'm definitely interested in checking it out.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I won that, and I won Surf 2, End of the Trilogy, which was a great flick. I love that movie. It's so bad. I love it. Alley Cat, Champagne and Bullets, the Cardona collection, which is a bunch of cannibal movies, which I don't really care for. I'm not big on cannibal movies. Alien from LA, Albert Pyun and Cannon. I love that. And I got Scanner Cop 1 and 2 on 4K. So that is badass right there. So I'm looking forward to checking out some of the ones I haven't seen and the ones I have seen again. So looking forward to that. But Runner, up to you. And I hope I didn't break that case. I didn't mean to drop it.
Oh, that's okay. That's your fault.
Yeah.
I also picked this up on Target. This freaking juggernaut. The Office.
The Office.
Yeah, because
have you seen it all the way through?
No, I think I've only gotten to like season 6, I believe, on Netflix, and then they took it down because
the Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock, exactly. But like, I picked this up like immediately when I saw it because I'm like, this is probably one of the most like one of like the most like top things that they're gonna cancel at some point. Like, episode wise.
I've never seen the first season of The Office. I was never really into it.
Okay. I know some people aren't, but like I know I think like the second episode, I believe I heard they were canceling it at some things like streaming wise or whatever, which is like the diversity episode. So you get it with this thing right here, which I'm happy about because I love that episode. It's hilarious. And I could see it as being, quote unquote problematic, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious as fuck. It's a classic episode.
I was always a Parks and Recreation guy myself.
I saw some of that, and I like Chris Pratt, so I need to watch more of that.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm sure I'll get back to The Office eventually. It's just one of those things that just, I don't know. I was never quite got me, but I totally get it. And that's another reason why you should pick up physical media. So
yeah,
you never know. Plus, with like it moving off Netflix to Peacock, you never know if Peacock will stick around and then where we'll end up next.
Oh,
so it's always good to have a backup copy.
Here's one thing I freaking hate about this. These like bigger, bulkier looking cases, you have to be like super careful because there's so many damn discs in this, and you have to like be really careful when you go to the next I
tell you, Mill Creek is really bad for their DVD and Blu-ray packaging. Oh my god, they stack them on each other, like the disc on top of each other.
That's exactly what this Office set has, and they do have a Blu-ray like series like of the full complete series, but DVD is only like $50 something, and you gotta, and like the Blu-ray is like 100.
Yeah.
So I got the DVD because I was like, I don't really need The Office on Blu-ray.
Yeah, sometimes you just need the DVD. That's good. Good pickup. Tom, you ready?
Yeah, I got one last one here since I brought an extra one. I thought I might have done this one last time, but I didn't.
No, you
Speaking
didn't.
of Shout Factory, they recently released the 76 version of Kong on Blu-ray, which ironically is the first time it's ever been released on Blu-ray in the U.S. It's had several releases outside of the U.S. This is a pretty decent release. The film itself is pretty much the same print that's been going around outside of the U.S. and on digital the last few years. But what they did do was rescan portions of the television version for the first time, and they look amazing. I wish they would have done a little bit something better with the audio, but we finally, for the first time since it's been on television, get the complete 182-minute cut
Yes.
King Kong, which is really cool. Not only that, in widescreen, which is another thing. At first, they thought they weren't going to be able to do all those scenes, but they happened to find a really great print of it, and so they scanned it and they added those additional scenes back into the film. And,
yes, and
really cool.
I'm glad that I had that too. I got that, so I'm glad to have that. And yes, you're right, Tom. That is, that's what I like about Shout Factory, because they'll go that extra mile and give you like the TV cut and the theatrical cut. Like with my Army of Darkness, I got like 4 cuts of the Army of Darkness movie thanks to Shout Factory. So I love that. And King Kong, I actually like. I know some people don't like it, but I like that King Kong movie.
Oh, I love it. It's the one I grew up on,
Yeah, that's the one I grew up on too. And Kong Lives too, which was so stupid. The second sequel to that. But it holds a special little place in my heart too. Linda Hamilton's in it. So
yeah, indeed. But no, I just brought that extra bonus one because I wasn't sure. I'm like, did I bring this one up last time? And
no, you didn't.
If I hadn't, I knew I should have. So especially since we brought up Shout Factory so much tonight, that
I know. But Slipstick says, I love the classics. Who doesn't? That's what I live for, classics. Now this next set I got for you guys, it may not be too popular, but it's also me kind of flexing again a little bit because I got this for free.
a lot of things that you show aren't popular. They're like unknown stuff I've never heard of.
But I have all 4 Avengers Steelbook 4K signed by Anthony Russo.
Oh, wow.
The director. So, yeah, and I got this free from Best Buy.
No shit.
Yeah, and it's the weirdest thing, because, like, here's the card from Best Buy. It even gets me a hand note. I don't know if I'll read it to you. I got into a Twitter thing with them, right? After the release of Endgame. And it was on a Geeks and Gamers post to begin with.
How fuck do you do this shit, man? Like,
I don't know.
I've been trying to get like screener copies of movies for years and keep hitting dead ends. I've tried all that kind. I've tried even doing contests and stuff, and nobody will work with me. You just kind of just falls in your lap.
I mean, like I replied to an Instagram post from Vinegar Syndrome, and I won all their May releases. And the thing here with Best Buy is, Geeks and Gamers put out a tweet saying, "Are you going to pick up Endgame on, at the store?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I'm a collector. That's what I do. I collect." And I was like, "I'm going to get the Steelbook." And then Best Buy, I didn't even tag Best Buy. Best Buy just like replied to me. It said, I can't even remember what they said, but they're like, "Oh yeah," and then we got into this whole little conversation back and forth, and then like at the very end, there was like, "How would you like a free Avengers 4K still box set signed by Anthony Russo?" Because he was doing signings for them across at Best Buy. And I was like, "Definitely."
That's actually hilarious. You say that because I know I'm supposed to show 4 things, but I got this. This is the Endgame Steelbook signed by Joe Russo.
You guys suck ass.
No, but I actually met the guy.
Oh, did you? So
I got a better thing that I got a different situation than what FanZcene has. But I met the guy at a Best Buy. It was cool. I mean, I'll be honest, Endgame isn't like great for an Avengers movie because it has like issues and stuff, but this was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like Endgame. It has problems. I liked the MCU until a while.
I liked Endgame when I first saw it in the theater, like fucking hyped as shit. But then like I watch it more and more, and I'm like, yeah.
Happens. I have a $2 super chat here from Eric Winberg, and it says, "What are some popular 4K scan scams to avoid?" When like 4Ks that come out, that's kind of not really. Well,
ironically, most movies that come out nowadays, except for some newer ones and a few exceptions, most of them are finished off at 2K and then up converted.
Yeah.
So that's why my best experiences thus far have been classic films and the ones that are even better are the ones that they're able to get their hands on the original negative. I mean, the quality is just so day and night. I mean, one could argue that the difference between 4K Blu-ray and regular Blu-ray is pretty minimal, and it is in some cases, because you can get a 4K master on a regular standard Blu-ray that looks pretty damn good. They've been doing a pretty good job with that. But what you do gain is the high dynamic range on a 4K Blu-ray. Even if it's a 2K master, that still does make a little difference. Outside of that, just be picky and choosy. There's websites where you can go on to find out how it's mastered. So if it's one that's an upconvert, you may want to just avoid it, especially if it's a very CGI heavy film. Mm-hmm. Other than that, most new films, even if they're finished at 2K, they do benefit from the HDR and stuff like that, because just watching in comparison, it does. The 4K HDR, even on a 2K upconvert, does give you richer color, a little bit better detail, but it's minimal at best in some cases. But if you're talking about like the older films, like I brought up tonight, like especially stuff like Willy Wonka, where it's done on really beginning to end on film and all that kind of stuff, and taken care and done in that process, those 4K discs are unbeatable. Yeah, I've seen some really great films on 4K, which feel like I'm watching them for the first time. It's amazing.
I love it. I mean, for people out there who can get 4K, do that, because sometimes when you get that like new 4K like that, and you're seeing a film that you haven't seen maybe in a while, or it's a favorite, it's like takes you back. It really does. It's like it's very cinematic and great feeling to it. And Eric, for that little $2 super chat, you get to see this little clip here.
Don't do this, Ben. Please don't go this way.
I just had sex. I'm about to eat nachos. It's the greatest moment of my life.
I saw that meme a while ago. I laughed my fucking ass off.
It's hilarious.
Did you find that on Instagram?
No, I found it on YouTube.
No, that's the first time I found it. And now that I laughed so fucking hard when I saw that meme. Yeah,
it's hilarious. I know.
Yeah, like when he is like fucking Adam Driver talking about nachos. I'm like, what the fuck movie was that from?
I don't even know.
I mean, I think I actually saw like the clip of where that came from. Forgot what the movie was called, but yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
that's better than the entire sequel trilogy. Not that that's
yes, it is. It's good. But yeah, I think, did everybody show theirs?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, that went quicker than last time, but that was good. I appreciate it.
We could almost pick like 5 titles.
Yeah, I
That's
did
what
start
we did at first.
Yeah, we did at 5 at first, but then we when we did it with each 4, we did it so good and so smooth. I thought maybe 4, but yeah, I mean, if you guys want to go get another one, we'll make this an hour because we've only been going for like 48 minutes. Yeah. If you want to get another one to show,
I already did my 5, so
yeah, you did an extra one. So
if you guys
I technically did an extra one because of that Avengers thing.
Yeah, well, I'll get another one for you. But I was going to read you.
I don't have a go ahead and do that.
Oh yeah, I was going to read you my little thing. This is for Best Buy. Like I said, I got to the Twitter exchange. I didn't tag them or anything, and it was on a Geeks and Gamers post, and we had this really great exchange. I don't know. It was just like the weirdest thing ever to do this with a company on Twitter. But they gave this to me, and then it says, "Thanks for a great exchange on Twitter. Here's a signed steelbook from Anthony Russo, as promised. Now, how about a hug and some cheeseburgers from your friends at Best Buy?" So, and I need to take them up on the cheeseburgers.
I was gonna say, did you actually get cheeseburgers?
No, but I haven't. I don't know, man. It's just like was weird. It was so weird, and I don't know, Tom. It's just it happens. I comment on an Instagram post. I get 4K movies, 8 movies, and I comment on somebody else's post, and Best Buy gives me a whole steelbook set of the 4K Avengers. I mean,
that's fucking insane.
I know it's crazy. Like there's part 1 and Age of Ultron, if you guys can see them, and it even comes with a little letter from
the Age of Ultron logo is better than the movie.
and then
Infinity War. That's the best Avengers movie.
And then that. Do I have these out of order? No, that's Endgame.
No, yeah, those are in order.
So, but yeah, it's just a little thing, and but yeah, I don't know how this happens or why it happens, but it does. I'm just lucky, I guess. So it says Tom did his 5. Now he must do commentary.
Well, one I don't have near me that I could say I was glad to say did make its way to disc was they did release Kong versus Godzilla on 3D, which is a rarity. They don't do a lot of 3D Blu-rays anymore, so that was kind of nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I'll go get one. You guys, Runner or someone talk real quick. I'll go grab a movie real quick.
All right. So yeah, how is everyone doing? How's everyone in the chat? Let's see who we got here.
Do better, Runner.
I know.
No, it was quite an exciting day, though, to hear about all those upcoming releases. I was glad to hear. I knew some of them were coming, but
yeah, I gotta look at those websites that you guys were talking about. You know, for those other physical media stuff, because I've just been looking at Amazon and stuff.
Mm.
So I'm sort of like getting into it, started pretty much.
There's a whole set of boutique companies that make so many great.
Yeah, I know. You gotta FanZcene. You gotta DM each website that you go to, because I gotta check them out.
I will, man. It's basically you just go to Arrow Films, you go to Vinegar Syndrome, you go to Severin. It's basically the name of the company in .com. So
yeah, I know.
And Tyrell 7. I'll send you a list of them.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
And Tyrell, I'm kind of jealous of your friend here too. He says my buddy gets all the screeners from Shout and Scream. I'm always jealous. Yeah, I would be too. This is Akira Kurosawa's Bogart and the Marx Brothers are my favorite classics. I have yet to see Akira, so that's one I do need to get to see. And then Eric Weinberg says, I just got the 4K Born. One was hoping not to be disappointed. I have not seen the 4K. Do you know anything about the 4K Born collection?
Not offhand. I'm assuming that probably some of the earlier ones are 2K up converts, but I could be wrong. I don't know if they had a lot of digital effects on them or how they were originally filmed, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me neither. I have the Blu-ray, so I've never upgraded them yet. So, but I grabbed 3 real quick just to show you. I'll show them all in one here. Some of my reaches. I have the Explorers.
Nice. Yeah, I picked that one up too, I think.
Yeah. I got this along with King Kong. So I love this movie. This movie, don't even get me started on that movie. I love that movie. And then I
think I might have seen that. I'm not sure if it was that movie or some other movie I watched last year at a family's house.
They meet an alien. They go on Thunder Road in their little makeshift spaceship they make. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's called Explorers, right?
Yes. And I got these recently, Teen Wolf 1 and 2 from Shout Factory. I've been meaning to pick them up, but I finally got them, and I wanted to get them before they go out. So, yeah, and it's got a great documentary on Teen Wolf 1, a full-on documentary of the making of the movie. It's awesome. So,
wait, yeah, my little... the one you're talking about is Ethan Hawke?
Oh, yes, Ethan Hawke is in the Explorers.
Yeah, no, that's not the one I saw.
Yeah, River Phoenix and Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I think I watched. It was a different movie, I believe.
And it's just like he was talking about Kong. In this, we get the home video and theatrical cuts of the film. So
nice.
They changed a few things when they released it on home video.
Yeah, I love it when Blu-rays or 4Ks or whatever have different cuts of movies. It's great.
It is. I'd like to talk about it. I should have got my Army of Darkness, but like Army of Darkness comes with the theatrical cut, the international cut, the television cut, and is it the producer's cut or the work print cut? One of those. I can't remember.
Jeez, that's a lot of cuts.
Yeah, it's got all four cuts of the film. So.
Yeah, because like Army of Darkness, like I searched that up on Amazon. It's like it's hard to get.
Yeah, because it is. It's one of those.
I'd hold off. I'm willing to bet Army of Darkness is due for a 4K release real soon.
Yeah,
probably
because the first two have been, and
I know the first two Evil Dead movies are on Blu-ray. I know that for sure. You can get them on like a 2-disc collection kind of thing.
Yeah, the difference is Army of Darkness is owned by Universal, but Universal's been pretty good about getting their more popular titles on 4K. So my guess is it's been out of print for a little while since I think Scream Factory did the last edition. And I'm willing to bet they'll probably announce something really soon here.
Yes. I would probably say Tom is probably right on the nose on that. But yeah,
it's due. It's definitely due.
But yeah. I just I had to get these, and like Tom, like you said, when they released King Kong, I picked it up with Explorers, and then it was not long after that I just saw Teen Wolf 1 and 2, and I was meaning to pick them up, and I just had to get them. I mean, look at the artwork on those.
Yeah, I picked them up back when they were initially brought out, and Teen Wolf 2, of course.
Looks like a music album.
Yeah, Teen Wolf 2 is not the greatest.
No, but it's definitely a much overdue release of Teen Wolf getting a special edition. So
yes, but yeah, hail to the chat, everybody that was here. Tyrell 72, Archer Jacob Barton, Slipstick, Eric Winberg, Nerd Cookies, I think, and Action Figure Expert. Thank you guys for coming. We've got about an hour. I like keeping it about an hour. Any final words? Anybody got anything to say?
Not offhand. I think we covered quite a bit of ground tonight and had a lot of great, exciting releases to look forward to. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'll probably be doing a video on the Star Trek talking about the release of that. Yeah.
Big surprise there.
Yeah, that is a surprise. And those seem to be getting some traction on my channel when I do videos like that. So
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, please subscribe to Runner and Midnight's Edge After Dark and Midnight's Edge. I will have their links in the description so you guys can go sub to them there. And to go out, buy you some physical media, and just have fun. And great show, Tyrell says, and it was fun. I subbed. Thank you, Slipstick. I appreciate that. Thanks for the link, Tom. Tom, thank you. You got me a sub.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. And what can I end with here? Okay, I'll end with this. And thank you guys to the chat and everybody who watched, and enjoy this nice little clip as I close out the show.
Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows. Ah! Ah!